Back grade 8s. Today we're going to look at more complex multiplication, and the first thing we do in algebra is circle our terms, and in order to do that we look for all our plus and our minus signs. Right, now I've got to decide which ones do not count to separate terms. Well, this one doesn't count because it's in a bracket, and nor does that one count because that is in a bracket as well. So let us circle the terms. So everything in front of that first minus is a term. I look at my second minus, that is a term. I look at my plus, that is a term. And then I have my 2 on its own there. So in that expression, I have 4 terms. The first part I cannot simplify, so that's going to be 2x. Now I'm going to look at this second part. I'm going to put on my maths blinkers, and I'm only going to look at that. So when I multiply, distribution is multiplication. I always go signs, numbers, letters. Signs, numbers, letters. Right, so a negative multiplied by a positive will give me a negative. 4 times 1 will give me 4. And x times x, when I multiply powers with the same base, I write down my base and I add my exponents. 1 plus 1 is 2. I have now finished doing this part of it. I'm now going to carry on. Negative 4x multiplied by 1. A negative multiplied by a positive is negative. 4 times 1 is 4, and I've just got an x. Now I'm done with that term. I'm now going to look at this term. Right. So let's have a look. The one outside shakes hands with everybody inside. So negative 3x is going to be multiplied by 9. A negative multiplied by a positive will give me a negative. Signs, numbers, 3 times 9 is 27. And I just have an x. Okay, I'm finished with that. Right, now the 3x, negative 3x is going to be multiplied by negative x. So a negative multiplied by a negative is a positive. 3 times the invisible 1 is 3. X multiplied by x, write down the base and add exponents. That will give me x squared. And my last term, I can't do anything, so I'm just going to write it down like that. Right, I now have a string of terms. Remember, in algebra, if I have one term, I do multiplication, and the terms, if you remember, are separated by pluses and or minuses. Right, now I'm going to take a color and I'm going to look for like terms. So I'm looking for anything that has an x. There's 2x. Remember, the sign belongs to the value after it. There's a 4x. Here's negative 27x, and that's it for the x's. So now I'm going to write down, remember we're adding and subtracting in algebra, so I write down the x, and now I do the integer part. I say 2 minus 4 will give me negative 2. So if I'm at negative 2 and I minus another 27, I'm going to get to negative 29, and those are my x's. Now I take another color and I'm going to look for x squared terms. There's an x squared. Here's another x squared. There are only 2 of them. So I write down the family name, which is x squared, and I do the laws of integers. So now I've got a minus 4 and I have a plus 3. So minus 4 plus 3 will get me to positive 1, and then I'm just going to add my 2 on. Okay, it would be better if I wrote it negative 29x plus, and I can leave the 1 out, x squared plus 2. If I look here, there are no more like terms.